Adobe is committed to celebrating and supporting women in sharing their stories and being successful in exploring their passions.
As the official creativity partner of the NWSL, Adobe is bringing together creativity and women's sports to help the NWSL players and fans develop their creative skills and express their passions on and off the field.
Adobe recently launched their inaugural Creator Class, a professional creativity program designed to give emerging women creators with a passion for soccer and creative fields the opportunity to earn commissions for projects. It's really cool. You can check out these creators' work on adobe.com. Lynn, I saw that Rosie White is in this program and she made an awesome project highlighting her time with The Rain. People should go check it out. It was awesome.
At adobe.com, do you think they can check it out there?
I think so.
Adobe believes creativity inspires and drives positive change and that everybody is creative. You can join in by using Adobe Express and using the hashtag MakeItBold. There's no one way to be a fan. With AT&T 5G, you can stay connected to the action and cheer on the U.S. Women's National Team however you want. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure.
You might be a super fan, someone who eats, sleeps, and breathes U.S. women's soccer. The kind of fan who's been caught streaming the match on their phone in multiple meetings.
Or you might be the type of fan who uses AT&T 5G to catch up on the game highlights or read the latest soccer news during their lunch break.
Or maybe you paint your face and wear a different jersey every day of the week, which if you do that, that rules.
Or you might just use your connection to chat with family and friends and occasionally check the score, which also rules.
Maybe you even use AT&T 5G to video call your friends while live streaming the match to do your own play-by-play. Now that would be impressive.
Basically, we love all the ways you show your support, and so does AT&T, which is why, as a proud sponsor of U.S. Women's National Team, AT&T 5G keeps you connected.
No matter what kind of fan you are. Requires compatible plan and device. Coverage not available everywhere. Learn more at AT&T.com/5G for you.
For the players that didn't make it this go, you still have such a bright future and so much to work towards. If they want to look towards this and be like, man, her World Cup dream ended this way and she's still going to do this next podcast, like I can go to practice after getting bad news and do my best.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of Snacks. I'm Sam Mewis.
And I'm Lynn Williams. And this is a show about women's soccer, but it's also about
the World Cup roster and the World Cup.
The World Cup.
Lynn made it!
I told my family and my nephews and nieces kept saying, World Cup, World Cup.
Oh, that is so cute.
Yeah.
I am so excited. Here's what we're doing today on the podcast. The World Cup roster has been announced. We're going to go through all the names and talk about what we might see down under. And then we have Becky Sauerbrunn, who announced this week that she was sadly unable to join the team. We're going to catch up with her about how she's doing. We told you guys last week that we would have Allie Riley on, and we're going to have her on next week. It's such an awesome interview. I can't wait for everybody to hear it. But before we get to all that, Lynn, how are you doing?
In a whirlwind.
Yeah.
A whirlwind of a time. I'm going to the World Cup.
You are going to the World Cup. How does it feel?
It feels incredible, like surreal. Everybody keeps asking me, like, what does this mean to you? And I'm like, I don't think I can put it into words what it means to me. Like, I just have been working for it for my literally whole life.
It's like, it's the pinnacle of everything you've ever done.
I know. So funny, though.
Okay,
like,
dramatic. It's the pinnacle of your whole existence.
This is your peak in life. No, okay. I called my dad to be like, I made it. And all he said was, oh, cool.
Well, I know. Even when I heard that you made it, I was like, well, yeah. Like, I was like, it was the same as when you got engaged. It was just like, that is so amazing. Like, I'm just not surprised at all, but like, I'm so happy.
I know. Literally, you go, congrats. My dad said, oh, cool. Like, you guys, I need a little bit more. Like, a little bit more.
Well, I did get you a gift, but
what is it?
I don't have it. I don't have it right now. I could go get mine.
No. Oh, are they matching?
Yeah. But I'd have to get up.
Okay, we'll do this after. But Sam, I want to let everybody know, Sam texted me saying, I got the cutest freaking gifts ever. And I go, what is it? And she goes, it's just so cute. I can't wait to show you. And I was like, okay, well, why did you tell me? I can't wait.
I don't know how I'm going to get it to you, but I'm working on it. Do you feel relieved?
Kind of. Like, on one hand, I'm like, I did it. I like made it. But then on the other hand, you're like, we haven't done anything yet.
I know.
Like, I feel like there's almost like more stress is coming.
I know. You'll be so relieved when you win. That'll be real relief.
I know.
Okay, let's do this thing and go through the roster.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Should we read names?
Yeah, let's read them in order, starting from the keepers, and then we'll go through the keepers. Do you want to just like then go through the keepers and then defenders and go through the defenders, or you just want to read the whole thing?
I don't know. It's a lot.
Okay, let's read them all. You start.
Okay, goalkeepers. We have Alyssa Nair, Casey Murphy, and Aubrey Bledsoe.
And the defenders are Emily Fox, Crystal Dunn, Alana Cook, Naomi, Sophia Huerta, Kelly, and Emily Sonnet.
Midfield, we have Julie Ertz, Andy Sullivan, Christy Mewis, Lindy Horan, Rose Lavelle, Ashley Sanchez, Savannah DeMello.
And then forwards are Megan Rapinoe, myself, Trinity, Soph Smith, Alex Morgan, and Alyssa Thompson.
I went through this list, and more than half of this roster has appeared on Snacks, and I think we need to make it a goal to try to get the rest by the end of the year.
Great. I love that. I love that goal.
Goal. Yeah, it's a goal. Okay, so let's start back from the top. The goalkeepers. Alyssa, of course, savior from the last World Cup, constant savior for everywhere she ever plays for. Casey and Aubrey both have been in form in the league, but we're just super excited. We'll expect to see Alyssa, and we're thrilled.
I just feel like who knows what's going to happen with the keepers right now. I would assume to see Alyssa, but I also think Alyssa's probably excited. Chicago hasn't been doing too hot. Well, she's probably just excited to get out there for a second. Breathe.
For the defenders, Becky's injury is big recent news here. We are going to have her on this episode, and we're going to hopefully talk to her a little bit about this. But we'll have Alana and Naomi probably at center back, which is awesome. They started one of the She Believes games together. Hopefully Alana and Naomi can just build this center back partnership while you guys are in camp.
I think so. But what I think is also crazy, talking about versatility and stuff, is that like you have, because now that Becky's not there, who is the other natural like 100% center back? We don't have one. So you have like Sonnet who can jump in there. You have Julie who's played center back before. Maybe she jumps back there. I don't know. I'm like interested to see like how that.
I feel like, yeah, that's what's I think so interesting about having this like set roster is that versatility just becomes so valuable, and it gives you more opportunities to get on the field. I'm excited. I mean, I think the back line, as the lineups we've seen recently, will expect Foxy and Crystal at outside back, but there's great options at outside back with Sonnet, Kelly, and Sophia Huerta as well. The back line's experience, especially with Crystal and Kelly, it's a younger team, but the back line I feel like is really solid. These players are all doing great in the league, and they've been doing great for this team this year.
I agree. And in the midfield, I think we're stacked in the midfield as well. We have Lindsay Horan, who's going to lead that line. Now that Becky is down, do you think that we expect to see Lindsay as the captain? Do you think that goes to out? Like, I'm just curious to see that, who takes that like captain role. You have then Rose and Andy. Obviously, Rose is coming off of an injury, but I'm going to just assume, I don't know anything about Rose's injury, but I'm just going to assume that she's just going to come out and she bubble wrapped herself and say, you know what, the most important thing right now is the World Cup, and like, let me just get ready for that. So I'm like not worried at all. I think she's just going to come in seamlessly and just do the Rose thing.
Same. I like have no doubts about Rose. She is just incredible, and she in big moments is so up for the challenge. So you're right. I agree. The midfield is really, really strong. Andy Sullivan, Julie, Ashley Sanchez, Savannah DeMello, all doing well, all playing in the league right now. Ashley Sanchez is scoring goals. Savannah DeMello is scoring goals. This is like great. And like we said earlier, Julie's versatile.
We got Christy Mewis.
We got Christy Mewis. Everybody needs a Christy Mewis on their team. I think it's like such a creative group. I think like there's a lot of flair in the midfield. There's a lot of like that pretty like ability to like dance on the ball kind of. So I think it's just a really strong group.
Yeah, play the through passes, draw people in, and then exploit them. I think like Savannah DeMello is such a good for her. That's all I can say. It's like good for you. You played your way onto the national team. Like,
I know. I think like, it's proof incredible. That the NWSL is like, it's important and it matters. And if you do well there, like you're going to get a chance. Like, I'm like pumped for her.
So am I.
Every time I watch her play, I'm like, yeah, like it makes sense.
Yeah, you're scoring goals. She's playing with like a confidence that is unreal. And I think that you need that confidence going into a World Cup and a major tournament, especially when things can get all crazy. So I'm just really excited for her. I've never, besides we played them obviously this past weekend, but besides that, I've never met her, but she just seems so nice.
Yeah.
I love that. I don't know what
love
that means,
too.
but I like it.
I love that too. The forwards, the headline, Lynn Williams, of course. Tons of options up there. I feel like, again, like expecting a 4-3-3 as you have always been playing for months and years. But we have Sophia Smith. We have Trinity Rodman. We have Lynn. We have Pino. We have Alyssa Thompson. We have Alex. Like, so much attacking prowess. Pino coming in for set pieces, for PKs. We talked to her on an episode a few months ago, and she seemed like she had totally embraced her role. So I'm like thrilled for her and excited to see her back on that stage that she just like totally exploded on last time.
Yeah, I think that some things people don't talk about with Pino. Well, one, now that Becky is obviously not coming too, like having that leadership, but Pino's ability to talk to the press and like take that whole role on and not really let it affect her allows everybody else to go and just do what they need to do on the field and not feel the pressure to be that person, because Pino is just naturally that charismatic, outgoing, like attention grabbing in the best way human being. So I think that like that's something that we don't talk about enough. And then I know we have Alyssa, who's getting her first World Cup. She's, I think, the youngest one on our team, but obviously so deserving, has been killing it in the league. She's like electric. Watching her, I'm like, damn, you're doing great.
I know.
I'm just like, I'm so excited to get it started. I'm so excited that like we don't have to keep this secret in anymore.
I know. I know. It's really fun to talk about it.
I know. I like can't wait to get going. I know that right now it's like all fun and games, but it's gonna get so intense and the pressure is gonna be on, and these games matter the most of any game that's ever mattered in the history of ever. Looking at the list of players, I'm just like excited to go into battle with this list of 23, and I hope that we come out with that gold trophy and ball.
Man, I am rooting for you guys, and I'm sure that you will. Seniority wise, we have Alex, Pino, Kelly, Lindsay, Rose, Sonnet, Julie, Crystal, Alyssa Nair, who have played in a World Cup before, but everybody else will be at their first World Cup. So this is definitely a young squad. We've also, I think a big focus will just be on this center back pairing between Alana and Naomi. They have this, I think, was like an evolution that may have came eventually. But it's here now. And I think they have like this critical time during your camp to really play together and like form that bond across the back line.
I think also like, this isn't a fun fact, but like, where do we see Crystal? Is she only going to stay at the back line? Will she get herself into the midfield ever? I think she obviously is an incredible midfielder as well. So who knows? I'm going to just throw this out there and predict maybe at some point we play a 3-5-2. I don't know. I'm just going to throw it out there. Nobody has told me that. But I just maybe feel it in my gut at some point that maybe that might happen. I have no idea.
I'm going to take that as your gut is right. And when we see it, I'm going to say Lynn called that.
Yeah, I just want to throw it out there. So like you owe me like $1 if I get that right.
$1. Okay, perfect. I can afford $1. Do you expect to see rotation in the group stage? 7. I mean, obviously, if you guys go all the way, it's 7 games. In previous tournaments, we've seen a lot of rotation. Do you think that will stay true now?
I'm not sure. You know, obviously we start off with Vietnam and then Netherlands, and then after that we play Portugal. Obviously every single game in group play matters because you have to get out of your group, and I think you want to start off the tournament strong. So I honestly have no idea. I think that like in the Olympics we rotated a lot. We obviously didn't get the result we wanted to. So does that mean we stick to who we are and continue to rotate, or are we gonna go back to also who we are and not rotate? Like, is that something we've learned from the Olympics? Like, I'm just not really too sure. I think what's crazy about this major tournament and this World Cup is we've had so long away from each other, and we've all just been kind of putting our head down and grinding for so long and just kind of like worrying about getting on the team that like we are also like, what is going to happen at the same time? So it's like kind of exciting, but also like we have 30 days to get it together.
Yeah. Well, I will say, like, once you're together, you will have a lot of time. And I'm sure as soon as you're all in the same room again, it's just going to be like, we know what we're doing. This is why the national team is such an intense environment. This is why you get yelled at by everybody if you're not in the right place on a set piece, is because you have to know what to do in the most heightened moment. As soon as you guys are all back in there and back together, you're going to pick it back up. You've been training for this for years. this is why it's hard to be on the national team, is exactly for moments and opportunities like this. So I have no doubt. I feel very confident in you guys, and I'm really excited.
Good. I'm excited too. Also, there's more time in between games than there was the Olympics. So there's more time to recover.
Yep.
That being said, Australia and New Zealand are not that close together. The country of Australia is huge. So it is a lot of travel. So I'm interested to see how we deal with that and all of the things. So
well,
I don't know.
Again, I'll say we have a lot of resources. Hopefully everything that we have fought for to have access to in our CBA helps provide that. Massage therapists, all of the recovery modalities, the right staff who know how to help you guys recover the quickest, nutritionists, the chef, hopefully all these things are in place and are working seamlessly so that you guys are just soccer machines, feeding your bodies and resting your legs and then going out there and just crushing.
I love that. And also
Can I come?
Yeah, please. I want you to so badly.
Oh my God. I just feel like I need to be the motivational speaker.
Yeah, we can open that position up for you. Blacko, Sam Mewis is coming as the MS, motivational speaker.
My eyes up.
Also, to that point though, in the NWSL, we are, I think, versed in long travel. So
yeah, totally.
So I think that hopefully is an advantage in our book.
For sure. Okay, well, we are going to hear a little bit more about the World Cup when we talk to Becky next. But before that, we have our next induction into the
Snacks Hall of Fame, brought to you by Nike. So today's entry into the Snacks Hall of Fame brought to you by Nike. She is 2-time World Cup winner, an Olympic bronze medalist, a 6-time She Believes Cup champion. That's a tie for first, if you didn't know. She's the heart of the goal, a team leader, an icon, and she's going to the 2023 World Cup with me. And hopefully bringing back home the 5th star for the U.S. It's
Alyssa Nair. Being a goalkeeper is a thankless job. If you make the game-winning save, you did your job. If you miss it, it's your fault. You need ice in your veins. And to handle all the pressure all the time, Alyssa does this without even looking like she has broken a sweat. So Alyssa, to honor you before your next World Cup, we're inducting you into the Snacks Hall of Fame, brought to you by Nike. What snack is Alyssa?
Okay, I think Alyssa is...
I'm teleporting my idea into your head.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to get it. Nothing's coming.
I think you're going to get it. Go.
A potato chip with sea salt.
No, I was going to say popcorn.
Oh, that's kind of similar. It's like a similar...
I was going to tell you it began with a P. Alyssa, pop, save.
Oh, there's a lot around in the microwave.
Yeah. And you just keep eating it and you just keep loving it.
I agree. But I think it's just the reason why I said a potato chip with sea salt and not all of the flavorness, because it's just always reliable. And I think that's
reliable.
Old reliable Alyssa.
Old reliable Lissel.
That's what popcorn is too, though. Buttery popcorn is just reliable. It's always going to be good.
Totally. You know what else is old reliable? And this reminds me of the time that Alyssa and I went to the Red Sox game together. Hot dogs. Old reliable hot dogs. Old. All right, we are...
Remember when you went to the hot dog factory?
Don't remind me. We are stretching out this segment way longer than it needs to be while we nonsense decide what snack our teammate is. Lynn, pick between potato chip, popcorn, and a hot dog for Alyssa Nair.
Popcorn. I thought we decided popcorn.
She's a popcorn. Okay, Alyssa, congratulations. You're a popcorn. Good luck at the World Cup.
Snacks Hall of Fame.
Brought to you by Nike. Okay, everybody, it is time for the Grubhub delivery of the week. This week's delivery comes from Mary Alice Vignola from this week's showdown between Angel City and the San Diego Wave in the Southern California Derby. As the game was dwindling to a close, in the 88th minute, a poor clearance led to a great pass from Scarlett Camberos forward to Vignola, who delivered the ball straight at Kaylin Sheridan, who was unable to handle it, and it went in, taking Angel City to 2-1 for the win. Sometimes you don't expect it to fall your way, but a perfect delivery can completely change the game. And in this case, it literally did. And guess what? You can also get a perfect delivery by using Grubhub for your next meal.
Get $5 off your own delivery of the week with Grubhub. Use code SNACKS on your next order of $15 or more and satisfy every craving with delicious food delivered from Grubhub.
Let's introduce everybody's hero. She's a 2-time World Cup champion, an Olympic gold and bronze medalist, a 3-time NWSL champion, 4-time NWSL Defender of the Year, 7-time NWSL Best 11, And most importantly, a 5-time She Believes Cup champion. We're really hyping up that stat here on this podcast, Becky. It's Becky Sauerbrunn.
Hey, hi. Hello. Thanks for inviting me back.
Also podcast queen, Becky Sauerbrunn.
Yeah, I've been making the rounds for sure. I think, maybe this is my next career, is just like hopping around to everyone else's podcasts.
Do you want to come on Snacks so we could just have 3 of us?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a lot of people, don't you think?
Well, we don't ever have to have a guest on again. We'll just it'll
the
just
three
be
of
us 3 every week.
I mean, I'd listen to it.
This is a question everybody wants to know. Becky, are you the reason all the Thorns are reading the Sarah J. Maas books?
Oh, I would like to claim some of the credit, but we have like a lot of like voracious readers on the Thorns. And so I'll take a little bit of credit, but like Taylor Porter is quite the reader. And Soph Smith is going through her romance genre phase. So there's a lot of people that are recommending it.
She's in her reading era.
I think she is. And it's like, it makes me so proud whenever I see someone walking with a book in their hand.
Do you guys have like a book club?
I don't think so. I think we recommend a lot to each other, but I think we all read at different rates. And so nobody really wants to be a part of a book club.
That's like so mature of you guys. And like, I want to say earthy, but like, I don't know if that's the right word.
Earthy? Yeah, I don't know. I'll take it.
It's like very wholesome Pacific Northwest gal.
Sam, remember when North Carolina tried to do a book club?
We like literally just called it decaf and desserts and we didn't talk about the book at all.
Well, that's kind of what book clubs are, right? It's really just an excuse to like get together and drink wine and like not talk about the book.
Yeah, I showed up, didn't read a single part of the book, not one word. And then people were talking about it and I was interjecting as if I had read.
I know, like you had an opinion on it.
We were like, why are you here?
Okay, Becky, first, again, thank you so much for coming on. We are so heartbroken and sad for you about your injury and that you aren't going to the World Cup. Is there anything that you want to share about the process of realizing that you wouldn't be able to go?
I mean, just that it sucks. Like, it's such a bummer. Really thought that I was going to get back in time, had a setback. We gave them timelines where like I could feasibly have played minutes at the World Cup, but the variability of it was like, they just didn't want to have to deal with that. And you don't want somebody like a center back in particular that can only play like 15 minutes later on in the tournament. So I like totally understood. I kind of like hoped I was going to squeak in maybe as just like a presence, as like a leader that could just kind of keep the locker room hopefully in like a really positive, good vibe state. But that will now go to a lot of the other players that are going to be there. And so I'm obviously going to be cheering my ass off. Yeah, I'm going to be sad for a little bit, but like all things, I will get over it. I'll be stronger for it. So just sucks right now.
Did you see this coming or was it just like oh shit, like this is happening to me?
Well, I think because I'd been dealing with my foot for a while and then got back and played some minutes against Seattle. And I was like, okay, I'm still in a decent amount of pain. Let's go check this out. Got, all the images and all that stuff done. Saw all these specialists and they were like, okay, like you have something going on. Like you do need a little bit of time to let it heal. It is possible, but it is aggressive to get you back in time. And so I think it was always in the back of my head that this was a possibility. But until Vlatko called, I was holding out like 10% hope that I was going to make it.
I'm like devastated for you. Like obviously we can't feel what you're feeling, but I'm not the coach, but I just wish you were there so bad, even for your leadership. Like there's nobody like you that you don't even say anything. You just have that look and you're like, oh, fuck, like I made Becky upset. And then you do every single thing you can possibly do to make you unupset. So I just I'm going to really miss that around.
Yeah, it's obviously such a huge loss for the team, Becky. Do you feel like in all the years that you've been a leader on this team, your presence will still be felt, like the impact you've had on players like Lynn, and I know Christy, and we know Lindsay, the even younger leaders? Like, do you see the impact that you've had and how that will like carry on even though you're not going?
I think you guys know me well enough that like I'm not going to claim to have any sort of influence over anybody. I'll hope that I have impacted people in a really positive way. I am really glad that the leaders, the veteran leaders on the team made a pretty conscious effort to like really start empowering that next group of players, like the Roses, the Lindsays, the Mals. And so I do hope that we pass the baton on well and that we'll see that at the World Cup, but I'm not going to claim that I did anything crazy good that's going to make that much of an impact. But, time will tell, I guess.
Well, you did. You did, but I know what you mean.
Do you like recognize even that like going on podcasts and doing stuff like this is still you being a leader? Like, do you realize that at all?
No,
or are you just like, this is who I am?
You guys asked me to do this a while ago, and I was like, I'm not gonna say no to them because I love you guys and I wanted to do this podcast, and like life goes on. And I would have loved to have gone to a fourth World Cup. I would have loved to have won a third. But that's just not how it was supposed to be for me. And I need to accept that.
I think that this is so early to see this too, because you're like so in it. But if we could like look broadly for a second, like if somebody who's been through everything and career at this moment didn't go how you wanted it to, if you're able to say like life goes on, like I'll be fine. I think a younger player that doesn't necessarily get the news that they want can look to that and be like, okay, if Becky can get through this crazy moment in her life, like I can do that too. Like I think that is valuable, and that's why I still think you're like being a leader, to be able to like say like in a dark moment or in a moment that we can't even like imagine what you're going through, like be able to just put your best face forward still and say like I'm going to continue to lead this team just in a different seat is pretty crazy and admirable in my eyes.
Thanks. Thank you, Lynn. I think, for the players that didn't make it this go, that were right on the bubble, you still have such a bright future and so much to work towards. And so like, if they want to look towards this and be like, man, her World Cup dream ended this way and she's still going to do this next podcast, like I can go to practice after getting bad news and do my best.
That's like the craziest part about this like career though, is that like you succeed so big in front of people and then you fail in front of people too. Like it's so public and it's so in your face. And then you're just expected the next day to like, okay, I have to go play this. I just found out terrible news and I have to go play the game on the weekend and I can't let this affect me.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
It's rough. And like kudos to all those players that are going through that right now and are putting their best foot forward and playing in these games when their heart is broken, because it is not easy to get that news and to do it publicly. Like you said, it is so public. And as you guys know, like the roster got leaked well before the announcement. And so like I'm scrambling, talking to Hi-Fi press officer, trying to figure out a statement and when I needed to put it out. And just like, it was almost like I got no time to process because I had to do all these other outward facing things.
I keep like listening to this and I'm like, it feels so heavy and I feel like I should have something insightful to say. And like, I like just don't. Like I've had a journey with injury and having to accept like a while ago that I wasn't in the mix and that I haven't played in a really long time. And I feel like I should have something to say to you. And I like wish that I did. And I know you're going to be okay. And that's not like it's not helpful to hear that. And like, I know that, but I feel like I just want to say this like sucks and like, you don't deserve it. And I wish we could fix it for you. And I'm just really sorry that you have to miss this. It feels so unfair. And I'm like so pissed for you.
Well, Sam, I feel the exact same way for you. Like this is not how it's supposed to be for you either.
Yeah, it sucks.
It does. It really sucks. And you should absolutely be there. Because like if you had been healthy, you would have been there.
I know. My God, you just should be there. Like you just deserve it. And I'm thinking about like, even when I do think about myself, I'm like, I would give it to Becky. Like you are such a pinnacle of this team and of like what we're meant to be like when I think about the decisions that I've made and the work I've put in the off season, like you are the emblem, like you're the example, like you're the one who holds us all to like a higher standard. And I wish for the team that you were going, and I wish for you that you were going, and I wish for the world. You're just such a great role model. And I'm just like, so sorry. This is just like literally the shittiest thing ever. And I just don't even think there's anything else to say.
Thanks, Sam.
Did you speak to like Alana or Naomi or Lindsay or Alex or anybody about how their role might change?
A lot of people have reached out, and I have tried to make it a point to like say in my response to them, like, this is your guys' team now. And so like to Lindsay in particular, you know, who's been the co-captain with me, like this is now, she's captaining the side. She gets to lead this team out at a World Cup, and like to really appreciate what that means in the course of your career. Like that's such a crazy cool accomplishment. And I think a lot of what I've been trying to say is like appreciate it, like really soak in the moment and how amazing it's going to be, because it's like you really can't replicate it. And like Sam, you and I know, Lynn, you're going to get to experience it. Like it's really truly like one of a kind experience to really be at the pinnacle of your sport and to be on like the brightest stage that's allowed us as athletes.
If we could like backtrack for a second, because like you said, the roster was leaked and then you're scrambling. Like how like fucked up is that? Like I know that reporters have to report on things, but like there's always a human on the other side of that. I don't really know where I wanted to go with that. I just wanted to like, it's so messed up.
I get it though, because it's like they have a job to do as well.
Well, I know, but I'm just like,
yeah. And we knew that was going to get out. Like people were going to tell agents were going to tell, you know, other people in the agency, and like the soccer, we all know the soccer world is, we just gossip. We just know everything. We love the drama. And so I mean, Zola was getting calls about it maybe like the day after Vlaco had told me. So like, it was fast. It was really fast.
So in those moments you knew like, okay, I have to like get something out, get something prepared.
I was hoping that they would give me until like Monday of this week so that I would have the weekend to like process it myself. But then I think I had to put out the statement last week at like, I don't know, Thursday or Friday or something, because it had leaked so quickly and didn't really have anything written. I was still clearly going through like a lot of emotions, and that part, like I really just kind of want to suffer in silence for a little bit. But of course, you know, you got to do what you got to do. And I have a job, and they wanted me to be able to control the narrative as much as possible. And so wrote that and put it out there.
Are you still around the team right now? Like Portland?
Oh yeah. Like Vlaco called me, destroyed the day for me. And then I went in and did my workout, you know, like I gotta get back for season. And like my heart of hearts, I was like, okay, maybe he'll take it back, but you know, he's not going to. So yeah, I went in, did my workout. Portland has been away on a really long away trip. And so I've just been with like the non-traveling crew, and they've been unbelievable friends. We went out after the games this weekend for a few drinks, and it was like, I needed the outlet. They needed the outlet. Some random person came up to us at the bar and was like crying for me. So I was like, I was almost crying. And then we just wound up taking a couple of shots of Jameson. So it was just like, so that's basically what it's been like.
So like what's next? I don't know if you've even like thought about that. Like, yeah, the team's gonna go to the World Cup, and you're gonna cheer us on.
Oh yeah.
But like, what are you gonna do? Like, what's Becky? How do you get through this? And because you will get through this. Obviously, it's as devastating as it is now. You're gonna get through this, and you're gonna be fine. I know, like Sam said, that's like such a shitty thing to hear, but you will. But like, how do you even get to that point?
I think knowing that I'm training to get back for the season is really motivating to me. And unfortunately, I've been injured for the last, you know, several weeks. And so I've kind of been in this role already. And so it's just like cheering Portland on, cheering the national team on, getting myself healthy, and knowing like there's always another soccer game or another training. And so that's been helping me quite a bit. And just like trying to appreciate my career, you know, like I'm super upset about potentially missing my 4th World Cup. When talked to me about 15 years ago, I never even thought I was going to have a national team cap. And so it's kind of like, I can't be too woe is me. Like I've already done a lot of things and have been very fortunate in my career. And so I'm trying to keep perspective on it as well.
Can you come as a assistant coach first though? Like, do you think we can pitch that?
I don't know. I mean, put in a good word with Vlaco, see what he says.
I will tell him that every single day. I'd be like, I really think Becky should go. I really think he's going to be like, are you questioning me?
Yeah,
you want to go as well?
Do you want to give up your spot?
Never mind.
Yeah. I take it all back. Leave her home.
Okay.
As usual, Becky, you are literally the best. I would love to try to make you laugh. Can we play Family Feud Cat Edition?
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but I'm in.
We're going to do something fun. This is going to be a little bit light. Becky, thank you again so much for being a good sport. Family Feud Cat Edition. All three of us are going to play. We have 3 strikes and we lose the category. First question. What do cats have that we don't have? And we just have to guess.
Just guess?
Yeah. I'm going to say
Tails.
claws.
Tails, claws. Whiskers.
And whiskers.
Fair.
Jay, reveal to us if we got any. Tails to Lynn gets 28 points. Good job, Lynn. Claws, 25 points. That's me. And what about whiskers? Was whiskers on there, Jay? No.
You know, the way things have been going, guys, I'm not surprised.
Well, we're going to make Becky come on here and lose the cat edition of Family Feud. Okay, Becky, can you name something that cats hate?
Cats hate water.
Lynn, can you name something that cats hate?
Cats hate dogs.
Cats hate dogs. I'm going to say cats hate lasers. It was the first thing that popped into my mind.
No, they don't.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with that too.
Dogs, 54 points. Lynn's crushing it. Water, 33 points. Lasers, not on here. Becky, name something that cats like to rub up against.
Humans.
Humans. Lynn?
That tree thing.
A
What's it
cat
called?
tree?
Yeah.
I'm going to say a leg.
Doesn't that
What?
kind of go
That's
with
a
mine?
human. Stop stealing Becky's answers.
A couch. Scratching post for Lynn is 15 points. A scratching post. People, Becky, 25 points. And hopefully a couch. No?
Are you throwing the game now?
Furniture. 3 points.
Sam, have you ever seen a cat? Do you know what they look like?
Back off. Okay, I think it's a close race between Lynn and Becky. But Jay is going to have to do that math. So while he does the math, Becky, how are your cats?
Oh, they're actually really wonderful. And I think they like kind of know I'm sad. And so they've been hanging around and been like really good buddies. Just like always in contact, just always around, which is really sweet.
That is really sweet. That's really nice. It looks like we have the results. Lynn, you win with 61 points. Becky, 58 points.
Oh, close.
Sam, 31 points. Becky, we are going to let you go. You're an icon. You're an American hero. We love you so much. Thank you for coming on Snacks. You're literally the best ever.
Thank you guys. And you know, if you want me back on at any point, let me know. Obviously, I've got a lot of time on my hands. So
we want you on as a permanent host.
We could rotate. If one of us is busy,
yeah, I'll be a stand-in if you're busy.
Call Just Women Sports.
We'll have our people call your people.
I don't have people, but okay. Just have them call me.
Yeah, we don't have people either. We'll just text you.
Okay, that sounds good.
Becky, are you up for a chomp? This next segment is brought to you by Adobe, who want to remind soccer fans everywhere that by using Adobe Express, you can hashtag MakeItBold.
So in the spirit of making it bold, we're going to talk about the boldest moments in our career.
We are really going to set the scene here for you all. Who wants to start?
Go ahead. Go on. Because I know you have one.
I have one. When I think about bold, I think about kind of like taking a risk and doing something a little bit crazy. Some may call it crazy. Others may call it inspired and bold. In the Olympics, with no one in the crowd, Lynn gave me a pass and I said, looks perfect. And I dove at it with my head, dove at it face first, and it somehow hit off my head and went into the goal in a very heightened, scary moment where I think we were losing.
Yeah, losing
in an
1-0.
Olympics knockout game. I did a diving header and I made my best friend look great and she made me look great. And I think it was a very bold moment, Lynn.
It was a bold moment because I don't think it was that great of a cross. You just went for it and we needed you in that moment and you did it.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to go for it. Make it bold.
Yeah, I'm also going to say a header that was kind of crazy too was back in 2016.
I knew you were going to say this.
That because I'll never live it down. And it was the best moment of my life. And I'll talk about it until I die. But
As
it was in 2016. We were also losing the championship game in the final minutes. And it was the extra time of overtime. We think the game is over.
The other team's owner is already down on the field to celebrate. Nope. Lynn friggin' heads it in.
I look back and watch the replay. The keeper's coming out to punch the ball. And there's also a defender coming out. And I boldly stuck my head out there and it doinked off my head, bounced before the line, and rolled into the back of the goal.
I know. It was like probably one of the best days of my life that day.
That was the same thing in the Olympics, though. We went on to win it in PKs.
That
So
is so
both of
true.
us had to get our noggins on those balls.
I think the key to making it bold is to just stick your neck out there, folks. You heard it here first. Make your soccer fandom stand out. Create your fan posters, dances, and reels with the new all-in-one Adobe Express. Get started now at express.adobe.com.
All right. Next week on the podcast, week 14, our last episode before I leave for the World Cup. I know Allie Riley is coming on. So that's a good part. That's exciting. Get excited to stay and listen to that.
And I will be asking our very own Lynn Williams about her travels to Australia and New Zealand. So don't forget to rate and review this podcast wherever you listen to it, like this one from Creating a Nickname for Atars that says, y'all are hilariously wicked. Cannot get enough. Brings my mood up every time I listen. Thank you so much. That is so kind. I love reading the reviews. One last thing, Lynn.
Come to the World Cup, please.
Are you going to do the go bats at the World Cup?
Yeah, why freaking not?
Why freaking not? Get
Well,
all
do you
those
wanna-
eyes
do
on
you
the
wanna-
bats.
Do you want to come up with a signal that if I do it, that means I'm thinking of you?
Yeah.
Okay, like what? Just
Yeah.
gonna look crazy out there.
Good.
Okay, well, if you guys
are
see me
gonna make it
chomping
bold.
around, chomping the air, you know why.
It means it's for me. Okay, everybody, thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, or wherever you get your podcasts. Snacks is produced by Jay Wolf, Lauren Day, Patrick Cadino, Annie Schutz, and John Murray. For more great women's sports content, go to justwomensports.com and be sure to follow Just Women's Sports on all your favorite channels. I'm Sam Mewis.
And I'm Lynn Williams, and you've been listening to Snacks.
Adobe is committed to celebrating and supporting women and sharing their stories and being successful in exploring their passions.
As the official creativity partner to the NWSL, Adobe is bringing together creativity and women's sports to help NWSL players and fans develop their creative skills and express their passions on and off the field.
Adobe recently launched their inaugural Creators Class, a professional creativity program designed to give emerging women creators with a passion for soccer the opportunity to earn commissions for projects. That's cool. It's really cool. You can check out their creative work on adobe.com.
I've actually seen a few of these projects. I know that Rosie White did one, and I saw it on her Instagram. It was about her time with the rain, and it was awesome. Adobe believes creativity inspires and drives positive change and that everyone is creative. You can join in by using Adobe Express and using the hashtag MakeItBold. There's no one way to be a fan. With AT&T 5G, you can stay connected to the action and cheer on the U.S. women's national team however you want. AT&T 5G, fast, reliable, secure.
You might be a 5G superfan, someone who's been caught streaming the match on their phone in multiple meetings.
Or you might be the type of fan who uses AT&T 5G to catch up on highlights and news.
Basically, we love all the ways you show your support, and so does AT&T.
As a proud sponsor of the U.S. women's national team, AT&T 5G keeps you connected.
No matter what kind of fan you are.
Requires compatible plan and device. Coverage not available everywhere. Learn more at AT&T.com/5G for you.